Now I can do 2 feet at once if I want to, or I can do them individually. But right off the bat, those legs are a little bit on the heavy side, so now I'm going to go down to 1. So I'm just going to see. Here. Notice her knee doesn't want to come in. No big deal. Do this foot. I'm going to take it easier on her. She is pregnant, so I don't want to excite her, but still, she does this work, so I'm not too worried. So again, I'm not seeing, the leg is going back to back. Now, we guys do this a lot of trainings where the nose does not want to cross midline. Are you guys familiar with that? So the head can still turn, but the nose wants to stay centered to the ceiling. If you haven't learned it, I'll show you more. Well, in this case too, her knee is moving, but the patella, the kneecap, does not want to cross midline. Can you see that? So see, as I'm going to and from, it's not flagging. Now that I'm saying it, she's already starting to change. So there we go. So see how then that knee wants to now flag. Did that make sense for where it was? Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see if the other one was doing that. I believe there's midlines here, back of heel, back of elbows, chest cavity, nose, back of head. So I look for those points. Oh, and the trochanter, sorry, big one. So here the knee wants to flag, not here, but wants to go here. Now, the only problem when I do the assessment, I'm already starting to work on changes, so I probably should just do the assessment and then come back. So now let's just here with her wrist, elbows. Now, if the baby is, quote, a little stiff, or you're not sure, like she was stimulated to the camera kind of thing, you can also go a little bit lower into the shoulder girdle if that's better for you or the child, and just, you know, go back there to see if you're noticing rotation or not, or coming through the head. You don't notice to me, see how I'm just rolling her in my hands? I'm not grabbing her and going, ugh, you know, and lifting the head up to see if it rotates. I'm not trying to pull off body parts. I might steal her necklace though. Did you get that line? Oh, gosh. Enjoy that, because once you have children, forget it.
When you're working with her, is the baby inside reacting?
She's up. She's a little girl. The one client that she brought could always tell when the baby was awake or not, you know, and so she was always looking to let her know that, yes, the baby was awake and the baby was sleeping. See, and there we go. So now, because it was more the knees, and again, because she's pregnant, I'm just going to take this nice and easy. My objective here is I'm just going to see if I can improve that the trochanter wants to come and participate a bit more. So all I'm doing, it looks like I'm just touching, I'm just going up the leg. There. So you're ready with the foot and the knee. The reason it's very important to look at the manner of birth of the baby, though, is when the baby comes out of the vaginal canal, I believe it's that initial rotation which starts stimulating the central nervous system and the cognitive input to start learning from its environment. If that rotation doesn't get initiated especially, but more so gets traumatized, like having a healthy birth and then sticking them in the NICU. I get it, she didn't stick her in the NICU. She had to save her baby's life. But the system stops that mechanism for learning, or it will be slowed down tremendously. And in an adult, if the rotation gets traumatized, then your pain will go through the limit. any of your clients that have high pain at our adults, I can tell you right off the bat that they have needs for improved rotation.
How does, like if a woman has Pitocin at birth, how does that affect the birth? I mean, I know that the contractions are harder typically.
Yeah, Heather Joy probably can even explain that better, but I had Pitocins with 2 births. My second baby, I delivered him at 4.5 centimeters. They gave me too much Pitocin. Yeah, trying to get Graham out of a Ritz cracker. So, I kept saying, this baby's coming, and she's like, no, you're only at 4.5 centimeters. And I'm like, I can tell when a child's trying to present itself to the world. And I swear he almost fell into the toilet. And then they just rushed me in. So I had him naturally, but I just ripped myself to shreds. So I didn't hold him right away. But the contractions I never came off the contractions. Like, I was in labor. Like, there was no break at that point for a good half hour. So not only the pressure, but that constant pressure, but it's not a natural flow. So in the womb, I also believe that this little cupcake, so here, we'll play with her. So in the womb, the amniotic fluid and the fact that the systems aren't functioning all at 100%, meaning she doesn't have respiratory function. Yes, I get it, there's some digestion going on and stuff, but it's not full on digestion. She's not eating. So there's no expansion of the system. Mm-hmm. So in this area, the baby is meant to expand into all directions, grow. So this is really important for the brain and the heart and stuff. So a baby needs to grow in all directions. So when a baby's born premature, let's say, for that as an example, the growing is still supposed to happen at that rapid rate. So when that doesn't happen properly, the baby or the person, just like she'll feel it, will start to expand in this direction, but there'll still be pressure from just the NICU or the table or where the child is at. So also in the womb, there shouldn't be any rotation, and you shouldn't see any limbs that cross. So you'll get this from the babies in sonograms, but you're not going to get this. So that's where you don't want any of that friction to happen. So when they present, they're actually just going to turn. If they kick, it's just a natural reflex, but you're not seeing a punch. At least I hope not. I just posted a video, and it's amazing what those children are doing before they get out. You haven't had a good foot yet. You're too early. You got 3 months to go. So when you add in that Pitocin as an example, but the contractions, I believe, should start to happen, and they compress to start giving you that feel of gravity, but they back off. And that feel of gravity, but they back off. So as that baby goes to present, we can even play and put Madison here, but still, that the reason that you go head first is that suck reflex, I believe, because it comes out that vacuum, so the tongue actually hits the palate, and gets that initiation. But also, the chest cavity is compressed, it rotates. The diaphragm is a non-muscular function and will automatically expand to the play of gravity. And it'll just go and feel, and you get first breath. So let's say if this was a C, especially if I'm presenting butt first, let's say, do you know what I mean? They're not getting that experience. Now, I'm not going to sit there and go, ooh, bad mommy, bad doctor. If that's what they have to do to save this child, by all means, pull it out of me however you want. But this is where we need to come in and be able to offer that stimulation as if, oh, that was a good one. Mm-hmm. That stimulation as if, she's like, get off of me, happens to initiate it into the system. Mm-hmm. We were meant to come here a certain way. When you bypass that for whatever reason, it's going to affect your system. Mm-hmm. It might not, but it has a potential. Am I looking for her to go do a balance beam or walk down a tightrope? No. Do I want her to breathe better, which is her number one compliment that she just does with me? Mm-hmm. By all means, Mm-hmm. So I get it that they have to use the Pitocin.
But the Pitocin, it interrupts the flow.
It can, depending on how your system affects with it. And maybe that baby just wasn't ready to come out. However, if the water's broke, I get it, but can they wait till 12 hours after the water breaks to start maybe saying, okay, you're not going into natural? But I was told that I had to get that baby out within 24 hours after the bag break. So immediately it was like, let's offer Pitocin, but I think it's just to clear a bed up. I mean, right? I mean, do the.
Well, I mean, I think any induction, if it's Pitocin or whatever it is interrupting the flow. It's interrupting what, what naturally is going to occur.
Pretty comfortable. Okay.
And I mean, that's protocol in most hospitals, 24 hours and better get that baby out.
Yeah.
if the water breaks. What are you doing? I want to do.
I'm actually, I got carried away because I don't often get to work with little babies, so she's cute. I'm in.
She's cute.
No, it's neat because it's almost like now at this point she's starting to interact with me, don't you think?
No.
Yeah. I don't think she's going like, oh, I feel a hand, let me go after it kind of interaction, but
She does now.
Yeah.
Like if you rub,
Yeah.
she will come to your
Yeah.
place where you rub. She will like, I don't know how
I
she's
do that for
finding it,
chocolate.
but you will have lots of chocolate then.
But I'm working on her counterbalance into the pelvis, and I'm integrating more. She still has 3 months left, so I was just taking advantage of just allowing, there we go, that uterus just become more of her system versus being I think this is where a lot of moms have post-traumatic stress and stuff, because they feel that it's almost like a third party is in them instead of that bonding. So I'm just working to help her integrating, which includes your myofascial and all of that kind of thing, circulatory system. If I can get mom to breathe better, give more room, all of those kind of things where the baby can move, but not, like if Magna has tight ribs and that baby goes to kick you, there's some parents, moms haven't recovered years after. I'll touch them and go, oh my gosh, that's where my son used to get me. Because that reference is there. Well, anyway, after doing all of this, let's see if Magda has better knees. So you're ready to play? Because the baby, even from this side. No, ask.
I was just wondering how it felt back then.
I think I will feel a big change when I stand up.
Oh,
I think I will feel a big change because when I was standing actually watching, I think it was very, like there are days that it stretches more, like it's like growth, I guess, growth spurt that it was very like, I cannot get any bigger, so it was very tense. So I'm sure it's not going to feel more like.
And as a doula, though, you have to offer this touch very, very gentle because you don't want to stimulate the pelvic.
Right.
But again, because she's a practitioner, now if she just walked off the street and said, hey, fill my belly up, I would probably even be more here doing it, just because I'm not, stimulating, because all the hormones are there to start widening the pelvis. So I'm going to take this out. However you're comfortable getting out, go up.
I have a question about that. If she were 9 months ready to go, but nothing was happening, could you?
Oh, gosh, yes. I'd go at it. I'd go at it.
I mean, how cool.
Yeah.
Like that.
No,
I want to do that. Yeah, well, my background, I'm a postpartum doula, birth doula, and I went to midwifery school.
Oh, but just
Well,
like that, but even this, like here, hold on before you jump.
But I
So,
but I haven't done that work since my
so
baby was born.
if you're just here and allowing that, see how she can come over the pelvis and then come back and just all of this to start getting all of these system mechanics ready for the birth. You know, you can just do wonderful stuff. You can come here and then here, again, that I'm with it. Now, if she was going through a contraction, let's say, then I would just sit there and just stabilize her and letting her then breathe through it. You can really do such nice work with this and offer relief. And just again, that integration, so you're ready, like, so to come over like this and be pregnant versus, you know, just where the breath goes.
Mhm.
It's just this, look at your power, and that's where you've got a lot of countries that do the squat and all of this, where we've just taken a lot of that away.